school. Never mind what your parents told you. Disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. When your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
When it come to the law, ain't nothing understood.
Oh,
isn't that true?
There's a cue. Sorry. I forgot to give you the cue.
I just closed it out. I'm sorry.
You can't do it yourself.
Unfortunately, you're listening to the Ad Odd Show with Nate and Brian.
I'm Nate.
It's Thursday. It's January 31st. Tomorrow is February 1st. And we're in the Freedom Studios on the 15th floor of the Patriot Towers in Liberty City. Where at?
Argentina.
We're in Argentina. They're having some issues there, aren't they?
Sao Paulo, Argentina.
That's where we're at?
Yep.
Well, anything goes there.
What issues are they having in Argentina other than socialism?
What aren't they having? But I want to know if this is legal in Argentina.
It's not? Oh, no.
Listen to that sound.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what you call a automatic knife.
Wow.
Our YouTube viewers can
Wow.
see that, baby. It's just delicious. It's just delicious.
You can really hear the click.
I love it. I'll do it in the white in the background there. Oh,
wow.
yeah.
I mean, it's nice. It's real nice. It's very nice, and
a switchblade knife.
And you're awfully proud of it.
I love it. It came in the mail. It made it through the vortex of the polarness, and
well, it came before, right? You
just
got it
slightly.
before
just slightly.
You lucked out.
The other two things I ordered, UPS and the Postal Service both said, "Sorry, we're not working." And
really,
yeah.
UPS came to my house.
And they didn't at mine. They said it's going to be a 2-day delay. They tried to drop it off at the Lansing UPS thingy, I guess, and they said facility is closed, and so
wow.
you might get your package whenever we feel like it.
Yeah, that's interesting because they came to my house, so I guess they like me.
They like you better, and they do a lot more business with you.
They do a lot more business with me. That's
but you know
true.
what? The one thing I ordered was a down jacket, which I could really use, but the forecast is 43 degrees. This weekend.
Yeah, I know. That's your first switchblade, isn't it?
This is my
you
first
just
switchblade.
Got that first one.
Yeah, they became legal.
I've had
in
one.
The state of Michigan.
I have had
about
one,
a year
Brian,
ago or so.
for
decades.
No, exactly as many days as it's been since it became legal.
Yeah, or maybe years before.
I got it right after they became legal.
It's amazing how fast that came in.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost like the delivery guy was waiting. In my knife collection.
What's nice about this knife, Nate, is that it's a Boker.
Yeah, that is.
No,
that's real nice about that.
That's a German-made knife. They make decent knives. It's an automatic Kalashnikov. Kalashnikov.
Yeah.
74.
And it looks a little bit like an AK magazine.
That's what the idea of the handle was supposed to look like, an AK mag. And when it came in the mail, it was in a nice designed box.
I'm going to lose an eye before the end of the show.
One of us is. The box it came in looked very much like an AK mag, a short magazine. And I thought, oh, damn, they sent me the wrong thing. I didn't order a mag. And then it was made out of cardboard. Oh, and I said, maybe I should look
those
inside.
Cheap German AK mags.
So it's packaged really nice. It was on sale. It was with shipping, it was $40, I think. Nice blade, nice weight to it. The grip is nice.
Wow.
It's aluminum grip. Pretty good action. Pretty fast. Pretty powerful. I haven't killed anybody with it yet, so I've got that to look forward to.
There's always a first for every. I have this.
That looks dangerous. What is that?
It's a hole punch.
Ooh. You punch holes in people with that?
No, paper.
Huh. When did they invent that?
I don't know.
What's the patent pending on it? You should get that. Did
Did
you make that?
Yeah, I made that in my metal shop over there that Steve's hanging out in Argentina.
He's Steve's not doing well.
All right. He's fine.
Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Ooh. it's cold.
It is cold. You kind of mentioned it. It's going to be like 40s this weekend and Monday.
In our neck of the woods.
Freezing out there right now.
There was no temperature when I came into the studio. It was zero.
Just
There was
none.
no temperature at all.
So it's warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's supposed to get down to like -5 or 6.
Yeah,
where
with a
we're
wind
at.
chill of -20 or so.
Probably. It's a little breezy. But there's been, at least when I looked last, at least 9 deaths associated with the cold,
Yep.
which is sad, but I think is not bad considering the extreme temperatures. And
supposedly
things that we had.
record-breaking cold. I will be honest. I went outside and I expected it to feel colder than it did.
Huh.
Just all the hype. I mean, I didn't want to stay out there for too long. I'm not going to pretend like it wasn't cold, but
Yeah.
I expected a little more.
Now, what's surprising me is they shut down the state government for 3 days,
Holy cow.
which I in my 30 years of working for the state, have never seen happen.
Well,
I've seen one day,
real liberal Democrats running the show.
Maybe.
So.
But I remember days like this not that long ago being this cold and being able to function. It's no fun. And I've worked outside drilling monitor wells with, rock coring, so you're using a fluid at 20 below. That was no fun. Then your equipment starts really...
Is it water that you're using?
No, it's a
Okay.
circulation mud.
Got it. Cause
But it,
be tricky if it was turning to ice.
you have, but it's hard. Then you got to drill through that, and it takes twice as long. That was up in the Upper Peninsula, by the way. But we have cold weather in Michigan. That's what we have. So I don't know what all the fuss is. I mean, I don't know. It's a pain in the butt. I get it.
Well,
I didn't.
I mean, how cold is it really?
What? Well, temperature is relative, but what? How cold is it?
Setting you up.
Oh, I totally went over my head. I forgot I had that. So what was your question?
Really, how cold is it out there, Brian?
Nate, it's so cold that the rock rattling around in my shoe is my toes.
Oh, yikes.
So it's so cold that lawyers have their hands in their own pockets.
Lawyers.
Da-dum, boom.
I don't have to do that every time, do I?
You don't have to. It's fun if you do.
It's appreciated.
It's so cold you have to open the fridge to heat the house.
I'm not doing it.
All right. It's so cold. Police tell a robber to freeze, and he does.
Jeez.
I like this one. It's so cold that Lady Liberty put her torch inside her dress.
Oh, wow.
That would have been good for a bum. It's so cold, I chipped my tooth on my soup. That's cold.
Because the soup was frozen. Funny.
It's so cold, Dunkin' Donuts is serving coffee on a stick, which does sound pretty good.
Yeah, a coffee popsicle.
Nate, it was so cold, I saw an Amish guy buying an electric blanket.
Where's he going to plug it in?
It's so cold that I saw Miley Cyrus put her clothes back on.
Yeah, I think...
That's how cold it was.
Yeah, I think she's doing that now, though. She's
Is she?
past that
She
phase a
yeah.
little bit.
It's so cold, I saw a Greyhound bus, and the dog was sitting inside the bus.
Oh, you mean the logo that's on the side of it?
It just says dog.
Funny.
It is so cold. Cows are giving ice cream instead of milk.
Wow. Well, that...
And finally,
prefer that.
The last one.
Uh-huh. This is the real funny one, right? I'm ready. I got the rim shot ready.
Okay. It's so cold
Uh-huh.
that Consumers Power in Michigan asked us all to lower our thermostat.
That wasn't
a joke.
That wasn't
really
a joke.
happened.
That did really happen.
Apparently.
Real quick before we get into that, I
Sure.
do want to say, correct one of your jokes. Dunkin' Donuts, no longer called Dunkin' Donuts anymore. They have renamed themselves to Dunkin'.
Just Dunkin'?
Yes.
Now, let me take I'll take that.
Please edit
I'll
that.
Note that.
Thank
and
you.
Take it out. Okay. Do you see the knife I got? It's really nice.
They've it appears that they've changed their logo too, which is, I'm sad about that.
They don't even have
but
donuts in it. It's just
I don't know if they ever did have
a little
donuts
man
in
falling into a coffee
Did
mug.
they have donuts in their
They're dunking
logo
them up and
before?
down.
But
Yeah, they had a circle. That was part of it.
got rid of the double D.
All right, you want to talk about Consumers Power?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Did you get the blast
anybody
on your
in
phone?
Michigan probably got the real loud, annoying
Wow.
noise. We thought a kid was missing, but
No, I thought the Russians were attacking.
it turns out that it was just the governor asking us to
Lower our
thermostat
thermostat to 65.
65 or lower if we could.
And
Yeah,
it was supposed to go on until, I don't know, tomorrow morning, Friday morning.
through Friday.
Yeah.
It was the original request was through the end of the day Friday, and then they pulled that back to noon on Friday, or to 10 a.m. on Friday, and then I just saw an email that they pulled it back to midnight tonight.
Oh, good.
So the issue is one of their pump stations, compressor stations,
one of their major ones,
had a fire. The biggest one that provides, I guess, like 64% of the natural gas that
state?
consumers provides in the state, which seems like a lot of eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Which it turns out it is, because when they had a fire there, they had to shut it down,
Yep.
and it caused all sorts of problems. And so consumers, the concern was that with the extreme cold that we were having, meaning furnaces are running more often,
Sure.
using more natural gas, that if they run out of natural
Supply,
gas,
right.
then we're in trouble, because then nobody has heat. So they asked everybody to kind of reduce their natural gas consumption.
And they did. The CEO of Consumers came on and said that their use went down 10%.
Yeah, which is pretty significant.
And she thought that was pretty good. Governor came on. Was it a Facebook Live or something? The governor came on and asked
not
everybody.
live, I don't think.
And pleading with everybody to please turn your... I looked at my thermostat, and I looked at the temperature in our living room, and it was 65 degrees already.
Okay.
Thermostat was set at 75. But
Wow.
So if I were going to put it down to 65, I'd be dead.
Yeah. Well, you might want to check on that insulation or the furnace or
We
something.
have a problem with insulation in our house. It's an
Wow.
old home. and
Yikes.
When it gets cold out, we get cold inside.
So did you turn your thermostat down?
I went down 2 degrees.
All right. Nice.
I contributed it to the social.
Yeah, I mean, like any good socialist would.
Sure.
I appreciate that.
Yep, thank you.
So I could keep my heat on at
I knew
80.
you turned it up 2 degrees.
Turned it up 2 degrees. No, I didn't. I
was
actually
late.
did turn it down.
Well, that's good.
And it's still down, and I'll probably leave it down forever.
My feet are very cold.
Yeah, well,
I should wear shoes.
and not put them in the bucket of ice that you
Yeah.
brought down here. But okay,
I like ice.
yeah. So that's
What are your thoughts on
That's
that?
interesting. It's interesting.
Isn't it odd that we have one power choice in the state?
Well, there's not. There's more than one. There's
Is
two.
there?
First
There's two?
of all,
Okay.
and second of all, you could like use propane or something else if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
There's lots of options.
Who
I see like
who-
half the people
Who
on
provides propane? Is
and-
that a lot of people provide propane?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever like driven anywhere and seen like suburban propane? Or you drive somewhere else and you see, what is it, Coin, or there's another
No,
one?
I never look for propane distributors.
Well, maybe you should.
Well, I know about Strickland propane.
propane accessories.
Yeah.
Let's see. Propane suppliers, Michigan.
Lots of them. There's Fire and Ice in Lansing.
Ice and Fuel, Feral Gas.
Ice and Fuel, that's it.
Alto Gas LP.
I
but-
knew the person that owned that.
Yeah. So, this Google search wasn't good because a lot
That's
of them,
fine. There's more than
A
one.
lot of them are like, they refill small tanks for your grill or whatever.
I think we should.
Anyway, the point
at my
is-
house, I think I should have both. I
I
should have.
think you probably should, and maybe some electric heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that about half of my friends list on Facebook were like, "Yeah, do it. We need to turn it down and help," and then half were like, "No, we hate everyone." I think there's some confusion where they think.
And they added die.
Yes, I think there's some confusion where people think consumers' energy is government,
Right.
And it really isn't. It
Right.
is mostly a monopoly and government supported, but it's not government. And the government didn't force anybody to turn their thermostats down or anything. I think it's okay to be libertarian
I think it's a.
and also like do nice things.
I think it was a test.
just in
Actually,
general, it may have been a test.
they wanted to see how what we would do.
You know what else it will do is it may spur some people to say we need to end our dependence on gas and move to electric and wind and solar. Because
I hope not.
You know those wind turbines never catch on fire.
No. Yeah. Anyways. Let's see. Do we want to move on from the polar
Yep.
vortex?
Well, we just had a comment that you could also burn corn or wood pellets.
Right, if you have wood
true.
burn, yeah, you put a stove in for a while, anyways.
burn a
because
lot of things.
Remember, I think was it next year. The EPA has all kinds of restrictions and guidelines on wood burning stoves. So a lot
Still,
they're
Trump
coming up.
hasn't.
Well,
they haven't rolled them back.
I don't think so.
They've
So
rolled back a lot of stuff.
my understanding is that's going to affect a lot of wood stoves.
Interesting.
How are they going to enforce it? I don't know.
You know, it'd be really cool. This was just a thought. And let me know what you think about this.
Sure.
I think it'd be really cool if the EPA was just abolished.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Leave it up to the states.
Did you see? What is it? Is it Thomas Massey? Is that his name? Representative, I think. He puts forward a bill. I think maybe every session or something. But he put forward it's just like one sentence bill, and it says the Department of Education will terminate on December 31st, and he puts that forward all the time. It never passes, but it'd be great.
Yeah.
I think he should expand the list to I don't know, every agency.
ATF for sure.
Oh, definitely ATF.
Yeah.
I think
IRS.
I think the Department of Education would be a huge first step that would make it'd be great.
Leave it up to the states.
Here's some news. Super Bowl's this Sunday. I don't know if you knew that.
What's the Super Bowl?
Rams versus the Patriots is where they get together and they play handball.
That's sport ball.
Sports ball. Yeah. They haven't decided yet whether it's going to be handball or pickleball.
What's
this year at the
pickleball?
I already explained it to you. Go back a couple shows ago and I explained to you what pickleball was. Basically like tennis, ping pong, and badminton all mixed together.
It's familiar now. Yeah.
Okay. Super Bowl this Sunday, the Rams versus the Patriots. I know.
So wait a minute. Let me
you're
ask.
A huge
Wait a minute.
Patriots
What
fan.
you're saying is,
Oh my God!
there's not a pickle involved. They don't use a pickle at all during the game.
Yeah, when it's not your turn, you get to eat pickles on the sideline,
Oh, well, okay then.
and the pickles are shaped like a ball.
They have round pickles. My goodness, we live in a wonderful age.
We can't deliver gas to your home reliably, but we have round pickles.
Yay!
The CEO of Consumers asked me personally for some feedback, so I just wanted to give it to her here.
Okay.
Now, she should not go live on Facebook because
No.
she's not very good at it.
No,
It's very
our
awkward,
family commented
so
on that as well.
Please don't do that.
My daughter said, maybe they should get a spokesperson.
Yeah.
said,
Well, yeah, I understand. I understand why she did it, but she's just not very good at it. So.
Yeah. She was getting very emotional, too. I thought she was going to break down crying.
I mean, it's probably the biggest public relations thing she's ever dealt with.
I mean, how exciting is consumers' power most of the time?
Right. It's usually just customers complaining that their bill was increased.
Yeah.
Smart meters, but
Or why are you turning off my heat? Some of that.
yeah.
All right. Let's see. What do you want to do about it?
Listen, I want to talk about the Super Bowl for a second
sure,
here.
sure.
We spent
I'm
way
sorry.
too much time on your really funny jokes.
Oh, they were great.
So, I don't know if you remember the NFC Championship from a couple weeks ago where the New Orleans Saints were playing the San
Diego Rams.
Los Angeles?
Or Los Angeles now.
Where the hell are they from now?
Los Angeles.
This is stupid. I should have known better. The Saints were playing the Rams.
right. That's safe.
I think it's Los Angeles.
I think it is now. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. There was some really terrible officiating at the end, right? There was a pretty clear penalty, pass interference,
That's
that
what I
was
heard.
not called.
Yeah.
And it was very clear. A quest by two New Orleans Saints ticket holders to force a full or partial do-over of this year's NFC Championship game because of the blown no call by game officials
that's not gonna happen.
was rejected Thursday by a federal judge.
Yeah. That's not going to happen.
Do you realize that we had to have a federal judge make a ruling to tell two random dudes
Yeah.
that no, we were not going to replay their favorite team's game that they lost?
But did the judge get the call right?
I don't know. It was going to probably go to the Supreme Court, I guess, but there were
No, it won't go to the Supreme
Wow.
Court. They can't do it.
Because,
It's that's
at least-
part of the game.
at least two lawsuits, one
Yeah.
a class action lawsuit on behalf of ticket holders still pending in state court.
That won't go either. Listen,
Holy cow.
officials are human beings. Human beings make mistakes.
Oh,
now if there's some kind of gambling collusion or payoff for bad calls, I mean, you certainly investigate that. But if it's a legitimate mistake, missed call, those happen. And that's part of the game. That's it, right? I mean, that's the way it is. And it's just a game, people.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's my point. Like, come on. Man. Did you see the new car that official got after the game, though?
It was nice.
Brand new car.
I love the color.
Yeah.
Delightful.
So I'm just joking. I don't think he got a new car. All right, let's move on.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Did I show
So
you
the Super Bowl.
this knife I got? It's really nice.
You want to talk about Donald Trump?
Sure, let's talk about Donald Trump.
He's still the president.
What's the latest? Well, not the latest, but what did he do lately that made people upset? Some people upset.
He made a brilliant deal
He
with
did.
the Democrats to temporarily reopen the government, with a commitment to keep negotiating border security from the Democrats.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight.
Okay.
He blinked?
No, he caved.
Oh,
I think is what
even
the actual
worse.
word is.
So we're getting a
He's
wall
trying
and a
to
cave?
Trying to spin it. Well, we're going to get a wall. Mexicans are going to build the cave.
Wow.
Well, it's going to be a tunnel, not a cave so much. But, yeah, no. I don't know how else to put it. He's, and his supporters are spinning it like crazy. But
Yeah.
he basically said, okay, even though I said that I was going to keep the government shut down until there was a wall funded, changed my mind. We're going to just open the government and not have the wall funded. But I trust you guys that we can.
Well, he's
we'll
giving
do
him
it
a
later.
window, right?
Okay, 2 weeks. So through what, February 14th
I thought
or
it was
something?
3 weeks.
3
but-
weeks, I'm sorry. So through February 14th or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What then?
If
Is he going to let it shut down again for 30 days and then open it back up?
Well, I mean, that's what
What do-
he's saying he's going to do, but I don't know if
Remember last time when he said he wouldn't open it without funding for the wall?
right. He caved. He blinked.
All right, well.
He got it. But right now, a bunch of Democrats and some Republicans even are writing bills that would make it illegal for the government to shut down for any reason except for very strict purposes. Let's see what it says. Oh, he's got Portman, I guess. I don't know who he is.
Senator Rob Portman from
There you go.
Ohio, man.
Oh, is it
You
from
don't know Rob Portman?
No. He's got 19 co-sponsors.
For the End Government Shutdowns Act.
Let's see. Perhaps, anyways. I don't know how that's going to work. I thought there was some laws or something that said the government has to shut down if they don't have a balanced budget or some of that kind of stuff. It's to get the Congress to actually do something.
Here's the point.
So it's a big stick.
Every year, like, most businesses and families and people, every year the government is supposed to create a budget for the year. And the budget is supposed to be used to fund all of these different parts of the government. And that's what the government's supposed to use throughout the year. They're supposed to live within that budget.
Sure.
The government hasn't done that for how many years now?
Quite a few now.
A lot of years. That's the problem. That's the only reason it's shutting down is because there's not a budget. There's not money allocated, appropriated to the different parts of the government. I mean, you want to end government shutdowns? Create a budget.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think we want to totally eliminate government shutdowns.
I love government shutdowns. I think
it shows people every once in a while that, they can live without government.
Yeah, I think we did all right.
I'm sure there were people affected.
Listen,
and there always will be, but
the TSA was impacted pretty heavily, right? Did you hear of any
Hijackings
planes being hijacked? Because I
or
didn't hear of any.
exploded.
I didn't hear of it.
Well,
Did not hear of it.
I'm glad they didn't because the person I know who's a federal investigator for looking into exploded airplanes
Yeah.
was laid off.
You know why? Because it doesn't happen very often. They're non-essential.
I think this person does other things besides that, but that's one of their tasks.
Yeah.
She's a forensic.
You've said too much, Brian.
Yes, they're
Oh, jeez.
federal agencies knocking on the door.
Have you exploded any planes recently?
I haven't exploded any. No,
I think we should abolish TSA too. That's all.
Oh, I do too.
I'm just all about abolishing things today.
And I think we should allow switchblades and guns on airplanes again.
In Argentina. Yeah,
Wherever we happen to be flying.
Totally agree with you on that.
Let's see. Oh, and you had a comment here about, let's just call the wall a wall.
No, that wasn't my comment.
Oh.
That was Trump.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's just call it a wall. I mean, I hate the
Nancy
nomenclature.
Nancy Pelosi said that she's open to border infrastructure. She said she's not going to extend the wall across the whole border because that's ridiculous. But she's open to like new fencing and other barrier options.
Repairs, maybe.
She said, if you find a place along the border where a barrier would help, let's talk about that, and we're open to doing that.
Okay.
Which I think is fine. Trump actually said the same thing last week or whenever.
That's what I
he
talked
said.
about.
We were never talking about the entire border. That's ridiculous.
He was, though.
And he was talking about a concrete wall.
And he was talking about the entire border.
A concrete wall along the entire border. Of course he was. He's changing his mind.
Yeah.
So they're getting closer together, which is whatever it is. But she's saying we'll do a barrier or we'll do a fence. And, so Trump, I think he tweeted this. Probably he tweets everything. He said, let's just call them walls from now on and stop playing political games. A wall is a wall.
I heard he owns 51% of Tweet.
Tweet? I doubt it. But
Okay.
You mean Twitter?
Oh, is that what it's called?
I don't know. But I think you made the point. I wasn't listening, but I think I heard you make the point that really what this is all coming down to is what are we calling it, and it's semantics, and no, it's a barrier, no, it's a wall, no, it's who cares if it's the same thing? Let's define a term, and I think that's what Trump was trying to do, saying let's just say walls. We're going to say walls, whether it's a wall or not a wall.
I think a better word is barrier.
Now, yes, but if he wins and they call them walls, then at the end he can say, see, we built a wall.
Yeah.
So,
words are important, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying he's not stupid and he knows he's losing.
All right.
It's almost break time.
It's close.
We're really burning through this time
we got to slow down.
Usually we're...
Let's talk about my switchblade again. I really love it. This is... it's power in your hand. I feel like a juvenile delinquent from 1957. If you read the history of why switchblades were banned, you'll realize it's just as ridiculous as magazine bans for rifles, and it's just as ridiculous as outlawing marijuana.
Listen, in my short time of owning a switchblade,
years and years and years unlawfully, but yeah.
No, who said that?
Nobody.
I've owned a switchblade, and I've owned what was previously borderline legal in Michigan, which was a spring assist.
Yeah.
Or not spring assist.
Yeah.
Was it not spring? Spring?
Well, yeah, it's just an assisted open.
Yeah, not a switchblade.
Right. Well,
I've only had one of them come open accidentally and hurt me a little bit. And it was not the switchblade that was illegal. It was the safe, legal alternative. So,
but
of course it's ridiculous the reason that
it's
they were banned.
okay to hurt yourself. You're not supposed to hurt others with it. That's why it's illegal, because the hooligans...
Switchblades aren't anymore.
And the gangs use switchblades all
Let
the
me
time.
show you what's dangerous, Brian. Just kidding.
Why, your kids? You going to pull one of your kids out?
Yeah.
They're dangerous.
All three of them.
Ugh. They're such sweet little things. All right, well, we can...
Take a break. Okay.
All right. You know what?
We'll be right back.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know what we do before a break, right?
Oh, yes.
Is we have a trivia question. Thank you.
What's the trivia question?
Well, I'll tell you. The trivia question was, it's an easy one.
Okay.
I think most people know this, and it was taught, I think, probably in middle school. But what year was the United States recognized as a country? All right, it's a two-parter. And which nation recognized the United States? So when was it, and who?
Oh,
recognized.
That is pretty interesting. I just got this email. Sorry, I'm messing up our flow here.
No, that's fine.
So
we have a flow?
It's been, yes, we do. It's not consistent.
Okay. You're listening to the Ad Odd Show with Nate and Brian.
Generally flowing downhill.
That's generally
I think you could agree with that.
Absolutely.
We're going downhill.
Yeah.
School's been closed for maybe all the week, most of the week, because it's so cold here. right?
Right.
Just got an email from the school. This is just a friendly reminder that since school will be open tomorrow, we'll be serving Monday's lunch
Ooh.
from last Monday.
You know,
Because they didn't have school all week.
I get it.
So
Well, that's funny, but it's not, because my wife made a sandwich for me on Monday for my lunch, and it's still in the refrigerator. So I have to use that up.
That's amazing.
And it's raw fish.
Oh, it should be fine as long as it's in the fridge or outside.
You want me to read it again since it's so long?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
So what year was the U.S. recognized as a country, and by which nation?
That's a really good question.
It is.
All right. We'll be right back.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
You know advertising works, and as you listen to this right now, so are others. Advertising on the internet is a proven way to get your message out there. So if you have a business or some message you want to get out, why not advertise on At Odds? Our rates are reasonable, and we can create and record an ad for you at no charge. If you already have a 15, 30, or 60-second audio ad, we can play it on our show. At Odds can be heard on Red State Talk Radio, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can mail us at talk@oddshow.com, and we can discuss and personalize an ad campaign for you today.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At Odds.
The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
If you like the At Odds Show,
And we know you do.
why not order your very own At Odds t-shirt sizes small to 6XL in a cool black color?
So support our show. Check out the great prices at chugdug.com or head over to our website, atoddshow.com, and click the link.
And unlike listening to our show, you won't be disappointed.
Whatever happened to her?
She's made a lot of money.
She did, but
Ugh.
I don't like to judge people.
She
except
had
for
15
you. I
minutes
judge
plus.
you. But You're the only person.
You
I
judge
like
people all
just
the time.
Only you.
No.
Yeah.
All the time.
But what I wonder if she's.
You can Google her while I go over the trivia.
I don't even know her name.
Catch Me Outside Girl. No, that's a lot of websites you're going to get.
Oh, no.
All right, the trivia question was, what year was the United States recognized as a country?
She signed a makeup deal 3 days ago.
Yeah, so I told you. And by which nation?
She loaded up on 24-karat gold rolling papers.
That sounds about right. That's a good use of your money.
$900,000 deal with a makeup company.
Holy God. Are you kidding?
Good for her.
Yeah.
What?
What
No.
a retard.
What
year was the U.S.
nice.
recognized as a country, and by which nation? We had some guesses.
We had.
So I need a year, and I need a country.
We had 2019 guesses. 1.
Okay, go ahead.
2.
Start them off.
3. 4. 5. Am I getting closer?
No, it's way more.
Okay. 1492, recognized by England.
Okay.
I think that's when Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Right, that's when
actually
North America was
that wasn't it. So
supposedly discovered.
1902, England again, which
that seems a little late.
Seems late. 1892, 1864, 1628, 1442, 1776.
Ooh,
closer.
closest.
1791. That's the Second Amendment, Bill of Rights. 1804. None of them got it.
Huh. That's amazing.
And nobody got the country either.
Right. That's the tough part. I didn't know this. I'll be honest. I didn't know this. But it was 1777.
I mean, but if you were, yeah, I didn't know it either.
Wow.
That's all.
It's a long thought pause.
I know.
And the country was surprisingly Morocco.
Morocco. Well, somewhat surprising.
Somewhat. Now, a couple of things I'm going to talk a
So
little bit about.
1777. Lucky sevens.
Yep. Upon declaring
Morocco.
independence in 76, American merchant ships took to the sea with their new flag, thus earning the attention of North African pirates, who saw them as easy pickings. Unable to defend themselves against pirates' attacks that the United States lacked a forcible blue water navy at the time, the Americans sent a delegation to the Sultan Mohammed III of Morocco, asking him to protect the American ships as they traveled to Europe. And being modern and understanding commerce, Mohammed III of Morocco wanted to enhance trade with the United States, as he had recently established trade with a lot of European countries at the time. So it was going to benefit his country as well as the United States. But they were the first ones to recognize him as a country.
Wow.
Now,
how did they get a delegation in Morocco so quickly?
And a bunch of years later, well, they took some pirate ships over. Many decades later, it was, I think, Mohammed V of Morocco that told Hitler to pound sand when he wanted to take away the Jews that were living in Morocco, because it was a French colony, and the Nazis had taken over France. And the Sultan, Mohammed, I think V, said, "Screw you, Hitler," and no Jews were lost to the Nazis during the war in Morocco. Pretty interesting. You want this day in history? This is even more interesting.
You know, Morocco only recently gained independence from France in 1956.
Yep.
You think about history and
It's amazing.
all the huge things that have happened recently. Like 56 isn't that long ago.
Like the show tanking? That was very recent.
No, that was... you know how long we've been doing this?
A long time.
Yeah. It tanked a long time
and
ago.
Here we are. We just haven't realized we're dead.
We've been waiting for it to hit rock
like
bottom, but what we didn't
spirit
know is we've been here the whole time.
Trapped between planes. So on this day, Nate, in
good. I thought we already did this.
1995, President Bill Clinton authorizes
My
a
favorite.
$20 billion loan to Mexico. The value of peso hit an all-time low. Clinton sidestepped Congress. Can you believe that?
No.
He would never do that.
No president would do that.
He sidestepped Congress that had already rejected an earlier $50 billion loan proposal.
Wow.
He exercised his executive power claiming that he was acting in the national interest and that national security was at stake. Sound familiar?
Yes.
He authorized the Treasury Department to issue a loan through the Exchange Stabilization Fund. And this was the first time it was ever used to stabilize a foreign currency. Clinton justified his decision by arguing that if the peso continued to fall, Mexico's economy would crash and in turn negatively impact the United States, which is probably true. He warned that an insolvent Mexico might result in an influx of what?
Illegals?
Illegal immigrants. Threatening American jobs and border security. God, can you believe that? He also predicted that the U.S. exports to Mexico would dwindle. Critics said, that's gloomy. That's not going to happen. They resented it, and they saw the rescue of Mexico blamed their own inept financial management. Let's see what else they say. Members of Congress claimed that Clinton's bypass of the legislature was an abuse of executive power, stressing the decision that threatened to increase the United States budget deficit. Well, in subsequent years, Mexico paid off the loan with $500 million in interest. Though its economy was still far from robust, in 1997, Clinton revisited his decision and concluded, quote, "Some said we would not get involved, that the money would never be repaid, that Mexico should fend for itself. They were wrong. Today, the American people can be proud that we did the right thing by Mexico and the right thing for the United States and the right thing to protect global prosperity."
That's a pretty good Bill Clinton impression. It's
That
almost
was-
like
that
he was
wasn't
here in
Bill
the room with us.
Clinton. That was Howard Cosell.
2.5%.
A reference that nobody gets.
$500 million interest on $20 billion, 2.5%. It's a pretty low interest rate. Now, I'm
That's
wondering.
not bad, but depending on how fast they repaid it.
In subsequent years.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but it's by 1997. He's.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know.
But can you imagine? Now, just imagine this with me. If Bill Clinton had taken that $20 billion and instead of loaning it to Mexico, if he had built a wall along the southern border, we wouldn't have to worry about their economy collapsing and all the illegal immigration.
Exactly.
Looks like he made a mistake.
So I thought you would like that bit of history.
I did like that. I support him loaning money that we don't have to a foreign country. I'm a big fan.
Speaking of Trump, did you hear the latest thing they're blaming him for?
Yes, I did.
Apparently, he has golf courses. Did you know that? He owns golf clubs?
He says he didn't know he was alone at the time. Oh, what?
No, that's a different story. The Trump National Golf Clubs he owned, apparently some undocumented immigrants were fired.
Huh.
And they were housekeepers, 3 women in particular.
Okay.
They met with, of course, a Democrat, Bob Menendez. Menendez, ba-dum-bum. A Democrat from New Jersey were one of the... I'm not even drinking. One of the president's golf courses is based there. And they said, no, Mr. Trump, no.
Family Guy reference.
No.
All right, stop it.
They said, they insinuated that Donald Trump knew that they were illegals and hired them, and that one of the housekeepers had actually cleaned Mr. Trump's room, and she told him that she was from Nicaragua.
Guatemala.
Okay. And he said, good, because those people from Guatemala, they work really hard. That's what she claims.
I believe that.
But she didn't say...
Absolutely something he would say.
She didn't say, Mr. Trump, I'm an illegal from Guatemala, because a lot of people are from lots of different countries that are here legally.
Well,
so
right.
I don't think he knew anything about this.
I mean, especially
nor did he
seasonal
really care.
workers at resorts.
Right.
Are often come from other countries. Now, here's the thing. Whether Trump fired... By the way, he's not running these companies actively anymore, so he didn't do it.
No.
Like, the media is saying he showed up and said, you're fired.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
But he didn't. Yeah. Even if he had fired these 3 undocumented immigrants, he still has thousands of other undocumented immigrants working for him.
Exactly.
So I don't think you can really conclude anything
This
from
is
this.
this is a tempest in a teapot.
Yeah, it's nothing. He's got plenty of undocumented immigrants working for him.
But what they also claim was that management actually falsified documents for them to work there illegally, which may or may not be true.
Yeah.
Seems to me they're just trying to stay in the country and maybe get some money, but
maybe they should have done a better job. How?
Yeah, it doesn't say. I didn't see how they or why they were fired or.
What I read was that they revealed that they were
maybe that's
illegal.
Yeah.
That they were undocumented immigrants. Mm-hmm. Why would they do that?
Right.
Unless it was to create a story.
Right. Well, I think maybe they thought it would be safe now, I
think
why.
they had already talked to Bob Menendez.
Probably. So, guess what? You come out with that, and we'll ship you back to Guatemala.
But it'll be on a nice boat.
No charge.
No charge.
You'll be in storage, but that's all right. So the media is, spinning it like
I can't believe
this is
that.
Some kind of.
I cannot believe that the media would spin something, negative.
I don't know.
Did we skip this whole story, by the way, that we need to talk about?
Oh yeah, do that.
Speaking of media spin, I don't know how to Jussie,
I think. Yeah.
Smollett. I don't know how to
Smollett,
say it.
I think.
Jussie
Smollett.
I think
Let's do that.
Jussie Smollett.
Oh, I hope not.
I have no idea. Anyway, he's from that show Empire that I've never seen.
Me either.
This is very important to the story, Brian. He is a black man.
Okay.
Who is also gay.
Okay.
He is a black gay man, a gay
unicorn,
black man.
A unicorn.
I don't know which direction this is going to go. Black, gay, black. I don't know if it matters.
What happened?
But it's very, very, very important to the story.
Okay.
They like to say
black
that.
Gay man.
He was brutally attacked.
Okay.
Brutally. I don't know if you saw the picture. He had a little mark, like on his cheek. He was brutally attacked. And according to the first reports, had bleach poured on him.
Ooh.
And this was in like the negative 15-degree weather in New York, I think.
That'd be nasty.
And the attackers, who were wearing ski masks, and according to some reports, Make America Great Again hats.
Magma hats.
He said, they yelled at him. They said, "This is mega country," or MAGA country.
MAGA.
M-A-G-A.
Yeah.
That's according
Are
to
you
the
kidding me?
reports.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
If it happened, it is horrible.
Horrible.
Totally agree with that. Doesn't matter, gay, white, straight, black, don't care. It's horrible if that really happened. Here's the weird thing. Sorry, it was Chicago, not New York.
Okay.
I don't know if you know anything about Chicago, but they have a lot of surveillance cameras in Chicago, especially in upscale neighborhoods where Mr. Smollett lives.
Smollett.
I don't know.
The black gay guy.
The police said they have looked at hundreds of hours of video footage from all around this area.
So they saw the attack.
They haven't found anything
Nothing?
that shows any evidence of the attack.
Not one thing.
Nothing.
No men in MAGA hats, no bleach
nothing.
bottles, no...
I mean, remember, it's negative 900 degrees, so there are some people probably wearing ski masks.
Yeah, but probably not a lot of people out walking
Probably
around.
not. None of that. When the police responded to his call, he asked them to turn their body cameras off, which is odd. I don't know why you wouldn't want the whole thing documented.
A black man asking for the camera to be turned off?
I forgot something really important. They also allegedly put a noose around his neck.
Ooh. You know what he needed was one of these switchblades.
I mean, that's a really good point that I was going to get to.
Okay.
He
I'll
could
let you
have
go then.
avoided the whole thing if he would have just shot them.
Right.
If he's being brutally attacked. Anyway, police can't find any video footage, and his report saying that they yelled, "This is MAGA country," that wasn't part of his initial report. He remembered later on that they had said that.
This is starting to smell fishy.
And he was on the phone with his manager at the time, and his manager heard the brutal attack and heard them yell, "This is MAGA country." But they won't turn over their phone records to prove that they were on the phone.
I'm suspicious here, Nate. I'm suspicious that this guy isn't gay.
Well, send the hate mail to Brian at adoddshow.com.
So they could listen to the guy's phone and hear the recording.
He won't let them.
Oh.
You could look at the call records just to corroborate his story. To say, you were on the phone with your manager at the time.
Then they would know exactly what time and where, and they could look at video cameras at that particular time and place and see this attack.
Are you telling me he didn't know exactly where he was?
But even if he didn't, they could figure it out if he had the phone.
I mean, the police are getting so desperate that they're expanding their search to include footage from public buses that might have been in the area.
Yeah.
Like, they see nothing, so they're like, maybe a bus drove by and happened to catch this brutal attack.
Huh.
By the way, it was reported that it was bleach poured on him. Actually, nobody knows if it was bleach. I think he would know if it was bleach, but
it's unknown chemical.
It wasn't officially bleach. So,
with this weather, it could have just been water, and it froze on him and hurt him. Frostbite. So what are you saying? This may be fake news? This might not be true?
I think it might be fake news. They said, we haven't seen anybody at this point matching the description he gave. Nobody looks menacing, and we didn't find any container
Did they even
anywhere.
find him on video?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would think they would.
I know what he did get, though. He's getting a lot of publicity.
Well, he's getting a lot of publicity.
But it might not be the kind he wants.
But, well, it is, because I think CNN's still running with this. This is horrible.
This has really happened, huh?
This is how it works. It's the same thing that they with the Covington Catholic kids
and Kavanaugh
all of it. The story gets put out. This was terrible. These Trump supporters, which is what it's really about, attacked him. And now it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the truth is. It doesn't matter anything. CNN's never going to come back
and apologize or change
they
it.
may publish a retraction somewhere in the corner, but they're not going to come out with a headline and say, "Oh, wasn't attacked. He was a liar."
Right.
It's just insane.
So I hope they get to the bottom of this and really find out that we can honestly say this never happened, and they charge him with something.
I hope it never happened. I hope if it did happen, they find the people that did it. I mean, don't get me wrong, but
they'll keep looking into it.
It seems fishy to me. And it happens a lot. That's the problem, is we see a lot of these like crimes that Trump supporters are getting, or hate crimes against people, and then they turn out to be false reports. And what was that model that just got said
Russian collusion?
She totally lied about the whole whatever
to get out of trouble or something.
To get out of jail.
Yeah. Well, that's trouble.
All right, let's move on.
I don't know if you realize this, and I don't even know if you would have predicted this, but a lot of places are raising the minimum wage, like in the larger cities and stuff. And not by choice. The government's forcing them to do it. But New York recently had their minimum wage go up to $15 as a minimum. It was around $13. And guess what's happening?
Everyone's happy?
No, it says some New Yorkers are displeased with one of the most predictable outcomes of the minimum wage increase. Restaurants all over the city are raising their prices.
Why?
Because restaurants run on a very thin margin.
They do.
And so when something goes up that many percent, they have to do something. Cut staff, cut hours, raise prices. Usually they do all three. So it's going to be bad for restaurants because in New York City, a lot of workers that work in the city go to lunch.
Yes, they do.
It's like most capital cities have the same thing. They have a big, strong lunch business downtown for state workers and other workers. But when they start saying, maybe it's a lot cheaper for me to pack my lunch and not go out to lunch every day or whenever, what's going to happen? Now those people that are making $15 an hour, they're not going to have jobs.
They're going to be making the actual minimum wage, which is
zero.
Yeah. The problem is this guy, Starbucks patron Edward Beck. Starbucks, the bastion of socialism, who should fully embrace this, raise their prices, right? Edward Beck says it's obnoxious. It's kind of a slap in the face. Now,
are you kidding me?
Check out who he blames. Another increase, and I won't come back.
Right.
Clearly blaming Starbucks, who really just trying to stay in business. Right? I mean, their coffee's overpriced anyway.
Absolutely.
He should know. So, come on, if you're going to Starbucks, shut up about price increases.
Yeah.
But Edward Beck, anyway, the Starbucks patron, he's not blaming the government at all or the minimum wage. He's blaming Starbucks.
Right.
He thinks wages should be raised to infinity and prices should stay the same.
Yeah.
So
obviously an economics major.
yeah. So we
Probably graduated with the same class as Ortez or whatever.
Ortez?
Yeah.
AOC.
Yeah, AOC.
All right, we're out of time.
All right, bye-bye.
See you next week.
Oh, sorry, I jumped on you. Say it again.
See you next week.
All right, bye-bye.